Hey, what's happening? I'm Coach Ryan Family from the VIPAR Pit. Today I've got part one of a multi-part series about how to target your stubborn body parts, either for muscle growth or for strength. I get a lot of people coming to me with emails, questions, asking, hey, how do I make my arms bigger? How do I get my glutes stronger? How do I get my abs stronger? And so this series is gonna be kind of an all-encompassing guide about the different check boxes you can tick to improve stubborn body parts. These are not a sequence of steps in order. These are just things you need to look at in whole, okay? So with that being said, let's jump right in. Number one, you need to feed the beast. If you're trying to grow new muscle tissue or you're trying to get stronger, you have to have an adequate amount of nutritional calories from carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, and a good balanced ratios in order to improve that. Now, yes, you can gain muscle while you are in a calorie deficit. I'm not debating that. The point of this video is not to talk about that. But I will say this, a calorie surplus where you are actively gaining weight on the scale each week is the best environment for muscle growth. So we want to eat enough to see that scale nudge upward, half a pound a week or so, to give yourself the best chance of hypertrophying those stubborn tissues. Now, I get a lot of people, Coach, I want to build my bench press, shred my abs, get faster, jump higher, get my arms bigger, and get leaner all at the same time. Guess what? Me too. I'd love to be able to do all those things at once. One goal, one focus, okay? So if you want to improve a stubborn body part, allow yourself time to gain size and don't worry about all these other goals. Don't worry about your abs or anything like that during that phase. One goal, one focus. Okay. Number two, rest and resensitize. I talked about this in a previous video. If you expose a body to a stimulus very frequently at a high intensity, high volume, it will eventually just ignore you, okay? So if you're training your arms every single day, eventually your body's gonna have ho-hum, no reason to adapt, okay? So sometimes I like to take a period away from training that body part or reduce the volume to allow it to resensitize to that stimulus. So someone comes to me and they say, Coach, I've been bench pressing 3 times a week, my bench won't go up. One of the things I'll do is I will take them off of the bench press for anywhere from 2 to 6 months, and we'll maybe work on some overhead pressing, some rows, maybe we'll work on squats and deadlifts. And in that period of time, we'll allow the body to resensitize to the stimulus of the bench press, okay? You grow when you rest and recover. You also get stronger when you rest and recover. So remember that. Oftentimes, for a lot of people, it's not about adding more to their routine. It's about taking away the junk volume and only using the appropriate stimulus required to grow or get stronger, okay? Number 3, lengthen the antagonist. This is a good one. Muscles surround joints for movement, duh, right? We all know that. Now, if you're trying to get a muscle strong or larger on one side of a joint and it's not responding, your problem could be that you are too tight on the other side of the joint. So one of the things we want to look at is mobilizing soft tissue and stretching for the antagonist muscle or the opposing muscle. So a classic example, people that want to develop glutes either for strength and power or for just having a nice peach booty, oftentimes if they're stubborn or they struggle to develop, will have tight hip flexors or tight quadriceps. So we need to mobilize that tissue on the front of the body, either with stretching, active release techniques, massage therapy, some self-myofascial release using a foam roller or a lacrosse ball. All those things will work to lengthen that tissue so that we can actively contract the glutes better. Leads to the next point, activate and innervate. So a muscle contraction occurs when your brain sends a signal down through your spinal cord into the nerves, which travel into the muscle tissue, and it signals it to contract. A lot of times with weak or stubborn body parts, we simply have poor innervation. So we haven't educated that muscle to fire properly. So taken directly from physical therapy research, one of the best things you can do is to put the muscle in a maximally shortened position and do isometric contractions with 10-second isometric holds in the most shortened contracted state. So an example would be the biceps. We all know the biceps curl the elbow. A lot of people don't realize the biceps also flex the shoulder. So if you want to put the biceps in a maximally flexed position, you would kneel down on the ground and put your arm up over your head, supported on a bench, and do a pulley curl that way, holding the maximally shortened position for 10 seconds on each repetition, doing 10 repetitions in a set. That is good for activating the brain and the nervous system to contract that muscle. You should always do activation drills prior to a full workout for that body part if it's a stubborn body part, Okay, same thing with the glutes. For the glutes, you can go face down on a bench, and the maximum shortened position is back in a hip extended position. So doing 10-second holds of a donkey kick for 10 repetitions each leg prior to your glute workout. Okay, that's it for part 1. If you like this video, please hit subscribe below and stay tuned for part 2 of this series of how to target your stubborn body parts.